Jerusalem, 1946. The King David Hotel, British government headquarters, dominates a country of 1 million Arabs and 500,000 Jews. The Jews are determined to kick the British out and achieve the Zionist goal, a state of their own. They blow up the building. For 2,000 years, Jews worldwide have prayed, "Next year in Jerusalem, we shall return to Zion." Now Zionist shock troops of the Irgun Tzvi Leumi take matters into their own hands. 91 die, British, Arab, and Jew.
I don't accept there was any brutality in anything we did. We were fighting a war. And a war involves, of course, force, and it's not good, it's not nice. We should have preferred not to have it. But brutality as such, for the sake of brutality, I don't believe anybody could accuse us of that.
We were hoping that Britain will help us save Palestine. Will help us save Palestine. All we wanted to Britain get out of Palestine and let us take it over and let democratic rule prevail there, which recognizes the rights of everybody living in Palestine.
My feeling was that we had a task to try to guide a country and its people towards a prosperous and happy future. And here were one side of the equation who were using what we regarded, or what I regarded anyhow, as pretty unscrupulous means to pressurize us through world opinion. Now, I mentioned that the Zionist cause in Palestine had a wider support in world opinion than any other colonial cause has ever had.
Zionism was born in Europe in the late 19th century, a Jewish dream of freedom from persecution in the biblical land of milk and honey. But to settle in a country inhabited by Arabs, the Jews needed protection. The British were to provide it. The British Army captured the Holy Land in the First World War, driving the Turks from the Middle East. Britain had a vision of a great new imperial domain stretching from India to Egypt. The victorious powers carved new states out of the desert, appointing their rulers. The British wanted Palestine as a military base to protect the vital artery of the empire, the Suez Canal. For this, they needed international approval. The Zionists tipped the balance.
The Zionists were the people who were lobbying all over the world in the Versailles Peace Conference and everywhere else to see that Britain did get this charge, so that there was a contract here. We would help Britain become the ruling power, and Britain would help us to develop the Jewish national home.
الإنجليز دخلت بلادنا سنة 17 وأنا كان عمري 7 سنين وحضرت تركيا وما كان في البلاد شيء إلا يهود وعرب مثل الإخوة وما في بيننا شيء اللي ينعد حرابة لكن الإنجليز استعماري كان يجيب بالألوف من الهجرة من اليهود ويحط في البلاد وحتى عمر وخلاهم يشتروا الأرض ويعملوا كل شيء ودخلت في الجيش 10 سنين وعارف السياسة تبعهم.
The Jewish settlers arrived from Europe to be looked after by their own administration, the Jewish Agency. They brought with them Western ways and money to buy up land. Thousands of Palestinian peasants were evicted, and in the towns, many of the new jobs were for Jews only. In the 1930s, Palestinians took up arms against a colonial government that they believed was robbing them of the prospect of independence in their own country.
These pictures from Saturday's own cameraman in the East show the height of the danger in Jerusalem when arson, murder, and wanton destruction were making the Holy Land a land of terror. But behind the outward peace lies still the threat of rebellion and disorder. Britain still stands by.
The British responded ruthlessly. But it took them 3 years to crush the uprising. Palestinian leaders were exiled, their movement disarmed. Hitler's defeat in the Second World War revealed the unbelievable. Auschwitz and the annihilation by the Nazis of some 25 million people. 6 million were Jews. The Holocaust was to break the back of Britain's Palestine policy. It won the Jews worldwide sympathy and the Zionists support in their demand for a Jewish state.
They can smile now, these people who a few short weeks ago thought they would never smile again. Then the entire camp is scorched off the face of the earth by British flamethrowers. The fires blot out the place, but not the memory.
Well, I was in Auschwitz when I realized that the only solution, or rather the only hope of survival for the Jews, for us Jews, would be a state of our own, a country where we could live and work, a country that could protect us. Of course, I didn't really believe that I would survive Auschwitz. But should I survive, I decided I would be a very dedicated Zionist.
From Britain and America, the Holocaust refugees got sympathy, but no offers of sanctuary. Undismayed, the Zionists called for them to be admitted to Palestine. They saw immigration as the key to a Jewish state.